Today we will start a fresh lesson, income statements. So, what do you mean by income statement? Income statement shows what is the amount of profit for the year. So, after preparing trial balance, you may be asked to prepare income statements where you have to show how and how much is the profit for the year. So, there may be sole traders, partnership firms, and companies. All these businesses, whether they are sole traders or partnership firms or companies, they have to prepare income statement. So, in AS level, we will be learning income statements of sole traders, partnership firms, and companies. All these three will be learning. So, to start with, we will start with income statements of sole traders. So, again, sole traders, there are two types of sole traders. One is one type is who is involved in trading. The other one is who is involved in services. Services. So trading means what? Trading means buying and selling for to pay buying and selling of merchandise to make a profit. So buying any particular goods, any retailer, wholesaler, whoever. So that is what is trading. And services. Services are like engineer, doctor, teacher. So all those people are they render services. They don't involve in anything like buying and selling of goods. So trading and services. So now to begin with, we will start with income statement of sole traders in trading activities. So income statement of sole traders in trading activities. So what is income statement? It is a statement to show the profit for the year. Okay. So coming to that. See here. This is a format of income statement. So what is the format of income statement? So this is the format. Revenue. You have to show revenue. So that is sales less sales returns. Then we have to show cost of sales, opening inventory. So basically, you have to learn this by heart. Means you have to know how to write it. So you cannot write it in a haphazard way. However, you write. So this is known as format. So you have to learn this format strictly. So all the headings are very important. See, you have to write the trader's name, whose income statement is it, an income statement for the year, which particular period you are recording the statement. So particulars and the currency, whether it is in dollars, yen, or pounds or whatever. So then you have to write it in this detailed order. This requirement is as per the standards. This you have to show because if different people write different accounts in their own way, then users of accounts, like any person who is interested in investing in a business, may not be able to identify. So he may not be able to easily find out. So then he may have to do some lot of things may be required. So that is why you have to follow everyone. They have to follow certain rules and they have to follow the particular order. The particular order they have to follow. So this is the order and this is known as format. Format means you have to write it in this way only. So you are not supposed to write it in any other way. So what are the different items that are there in income statement? Revenue will come, sales return will come. So then there is something known as cost of sales. What is cost of sales? Opening inventory, purchases plus purchase returns. Then if you have taken out any goods for own use, that one you have to subtract. Then you have to add carriage inwards. Carriage inwards means in amount in a spent on getting the goods inside the premises. So less closing inventory. So the inventory of goods that you have at the end of the particular period. So that will give you cost of sales. Then that will give, so revenue minus cost of sales will give you gross profit. To that you have to add other income like discount received, rent or interest received. So to the from that again you have to take out all the expenses like wages and salaries, rent and rates, total. So that will give total expenses. So if you deduct, then that will give you profit for the year. So that will give profit for the year. So you have to learn all these things. So strictly you have to learn these items. Okay. So to simplify, what I have done is, so learn it in this way. So first step is revenue. See what is revenue? Revenue can be sales. It can be sales minus sales returns. So you can show directly. You can show revenue, but it is interchangeably used. Sales and revenue are interchangeably used. Sometimes in the questions, revenue will come. Sometimes in the question, sales will come. Sometimes they will just say sales and sales returns. Revenue, the word revenue itself will not come. Sometimes they will give revenue also and sales return also. So you should not get confused. Revenue is often interchanged with sales, and revenue is nothing but sales minus sales return. So revenue as such, only if sales are there, no returns are there, then it is equal to sales. So this is very important. So first you know this, because some questions they say revenue, some questions they say sales, some questions will have sales minus sales returns also. Sometimes they will give revenue also, sales return also. Sometimes they give sales also, sales return also. So don't get confused. So the first step is revenue. You have to find out what is revenue. So sales minus sales returns. So or revenue minus sales returns. That is the first step you have to write. What is the second step? The second step is cost of sales. So you have to remember cost of sales. This is particular heading. This is a particular heading. You have to be aware and you have to learn this by heart. So what is there in cost of sales? Cost of sales, you will have opening inventory plus purchases less purchase returns plus carriage inward minus closing inventory. So all this put together is nothing but cost of sales. So when you say cost of sales, it is nothing but opening inventory plus purchases minus purchase returns plus carriage inward minus closing inventory. So that is cost of sales. First step is revenue, learn revenue. Second step is cost of sales, learn cost of sales. Third step. So this will give you, once you get this, you get gross profit. So you get gross profit. So don't forget to write gross profit. So it is just, this is nothing but revenue minus cost of sales. So that is what is gross profit. Simple. Okay. So gross profit is nothing but revenue minus cost of sales. Then what you get is gross profit. Now what you have to do, fourth step, You have to add other income. Remember the first step, other income. So what is other income? Other income is other than operating income. So what is operating income? Sales is operating income. That is the main source of revenue. Main source of revenue to the business. So that is what is revenue. Operations, income from operations. So what is other income? Other income is subsidiary income. So which is ancillary. So maybe you have received some interest receivable. So you might have received some interest receivable. You might have received some discount received. So similar to this. So these are not, this is something which you have got not in the course of business, but it is ancillary, it is additional subsidiary income. So that's why you have to show it separately. That is the rule. You have to show the people who are viewing your business income statement, they should identify what is the revenue from operations, what is the revenue from other income. So all those things you have to they have to know. That's why we have to prepare this. So it is a rule to present it in this format. So then what is the fifth step? The fifth step is you have to take out overhead expenses. So what are the overhead expenses? Overhead expenses may be rent paid, rent payable, salaries, salaries, printing and stationery. This may include even depreciation charge, depreciation. So all those things. So these are the expenses which are not incurred for the purpose of making the goods ready for sale. These are after expenses. So you have to remember this one. So that will give you, after doing this 6.6, you will get profit for the year. See, so simple it is. Just you have to remember what are the things you have to remember. Just learn it in this way. Number one, revenue. Number two, cost of sales. Revenue minus net sales. Cost of sales. Third step gives you gross profit. Fourth step, other income. Fifth step, other expenses, overhead expenses. So then sixth one is you will, what you get is ultimately profit for the year. So remember this as income statement in 5 steps. Just learn this by heart. So income statement you can find lot of times, couple of times having been asked, so many times. So lot of questions have been asked on income statement, and they're easy marks in AS level, A level and AS level also. Lot of questions have been asked. So going forward, you will have to prepare income statement with adjustments. With adjustments. So what are those adjustments? Adjustments are depreciation of non-current assets, accruals and prepayments, irrecoverable debts, irrecoverable debts, and provision for irrecoverable debts. So, and a lot of other adjustments will be there. And often, very often, questions are asked on income statement. So, you have to be very thorough in this aspect. So, it is easy marks. So, remember it, learn it by heart. To as so, be proactive. So, work hard from the day one so that you get very good marks. So, in the next class, we will start with problems on income statement. So, till then, have a good day.